What's up, everybody? John Charmijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and want stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Skeletal Remains, entitled Devouring Mortality. This is released on Dark Descent Records, Century Media Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Whittier, California, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very traditional, straightforward, devastating style of death metal. Yeah. Throughout the last several years, this has been a band that has consistently gotten better and stronger in time with their music, and they are proving themselves to be one of the more stronger and better contemporaries in current day death metal today. And you can tell this band has evolved quite nicely over the years, from their 2011 Desolate Isolation demo to their first two notable full-length records that were put out through FDA Records, 2012's Beyond the Flesh and 2015's Condemned to Misery. Both of those albums are very awesome, from their artwork to the music, to the vocals, to the drums, to the riffs, the endless array of riffs and solos. Just a seriously killer band, and they, like I said, they've only gotten better and stronger with time. And now here we are with the next chapter in this band's evolution in the form of their third full-length entitled Devouring Mortality. It's 11 tracks, and it clocks in at around 44 minutes in length, and pretty much I would have to conclude that Devouring Mortality is easily the best album in the Skeletal Remains discography. They pretty much have reached their highest levels here with this record, and every time you listen to it, I feel it only gets better from here, and it's just so damn entertaining and enjoyable. From the minute you hear the opening parts of Ripperology to the closing moments of Internal Detestation, this is just seriously strong songwriting going on here, and I applaud this band for making the music that they do and just having a damn fun and good time. This is death metal that serves as escapism from all the shit going on in the world, and you just want to have a ball and have a good time, and that is what Devouring Mortality does. The main star of this album is the guitar playing and the riffs that in battle every single track on here. It's just so wild and over the top. From the opening track Ripperology to tracks like Seismic Abyss, Catastrophic Retribution, Torture Labyrinth, such seriously killer guitar playing going on throughout this entire album. The riffs are so good, very strong all the way throughout. The solo work is very tact and tasteful. I love the way every riff sounds, the way every riff is delivered, the way every solo sounds. It just feels frenetic and energetic and fast-paced. I love that about these guitars. It just sounds so wonderful. The bass work on here is incredibly solid and very up to tempo with a lot of the riffs that are going on with this record. I think it really sounds awesome, and it definitely adds to this overall sound and production value. I like the way that this album sounds. It doesn't sound too clean or too polished. It definitely feels just right, and it fits in with this band's overall sound and approach to death metal. The drum work on here is another part of this record. A lot of great drumming styles going on with this record. A lot of blasts, a lot of fills, a lot of creativity. A lot of good stamina for some of the lengthier tracks on here, like once again going back to Catastrophic Retribution and Torture Labyrinth. Great drum work throughout this record. Great pace, great vibe. Nothing feels rushed or forced. Everything takes its time, and it just sounds wonderful. This is a really wonderful drum performance, and the vocals are very awesome too. Very throaty, very growly, very well worded and articulated. This album has a really great story to be woven and told, and this vocalist does a tremendous job doing that, especially when it comes to the later half of this record. Mortal Decimation, Reanimating Pathogen, seriously killer vocal job being done here by this guy. It's really awesome stuff, and definitely something worth paying attention to. So overall, this is one of the more solid death metal records to come out in 2018. This is absolutely a blast to listen to. Pretty much it's death metal made for death metal lovers, and this Devouring Mortality album will definitely soothe you in all of those right wonderful spots. Killer riffs, killer solos, awesome vocals and drum work and bass work, killer Dan Seagrave artwork. This is just a total package sort of record. So if I happen to think of any personal favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Ripperology, Catastrophic Retribution, Torture Labyrinth. That's probably one of the better songs of 2018. Reanimate Pathogen, absolutely solid record all the way throughout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Dark Descent Records Bandcamp page where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it, buy it digitally. It is available as a CD and 12-inch vinyl. I believe Century Media is releasing this album internationally, so if you happen to live in Europe, you can definitely pick it up through CM Distro. Otherwise, you can pick it up through Dark Descent anyways. There's definitely a whole bunch of ways to get a hold of this album. So again, the album is Devouring Mortality by Skeletal Remains. This is released on Dark Descent Records. Go pick this one up. And for a score, I'm going to give this a very, very solid 8.5 out of 10. Definitely awesome death metal and probably the best thing Skeletal Remains has ever done. So if you happen to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it and how you think it compares to previous Skeletal Remains releases, or any of you guys into Skeletal Remains. Definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army Ho out.